Thank you. you. Sup, Travelers Guild. Damn, dog. Damn. What's happening? Um, Jeez. So many things that are happening. Um, yeah, I'm always trying to try something new. You know what I mean? What's always trying to try something new. You know, music's my deal. That's my actual deal. Um, and you guys are a little bit like my experimentation location, right? So yeah, I've been playing keyboard for a super long time since I was 4 years old. So that's just sort of a thing that I do. But trying to figure out how to do it live with different sounds and keep it interesting, keep that rolling for half an hour. That's sort of new territory for me. So might as well test it out around here because it's my channel and it's still the time of great freedom where you can do what you want. So that's what I did, and I was like also thinking, since it is still the time of freedom and a time where you can write a YouTube comment without maybe worrying about somebody coming to your door and hassling you about your mean comment or offensive comment or just any sort of comment. There may be a lot of suppression going around, but it's still not that time where they're coming to your door. So I figure, you can also mute my nonsense if you feel that way, but just to have an open space here on the tubes where, yeah, there's going to be some like minds that are going to show up and that we can, you guys can just talk and hang out. And I get to practice some keyboards. So I don't know. Who knows? Could keep doing it. Could change tomorrow. You don't know. I don't really know either. That's sort of what I'm into these days. Just see what happens, and maybe you do exactly the right thing that you were supposed to be doing, without overthinking it too much. What if that was the case? So, right? Somebody was asking, Cherry's asking where that slow down footage of windmills was from. Yeah, no, I'm here in Germany. It is not America. It is the German landscape that I bring you in photos. You can see what it's like in other countries. It's very much you got grass, you got trees, you got windmills, you got containers. A lot of similar stuff that I think most people would be familiar with. It's just in a different language, in a different time period. Because it's a little bit stuck in the 80s over here in Germany. That's sort of the funny part. But yeah, I've been traveling a bunch. I'm obviously pretty brain dead at the moment because I guess the things that I do, as I titled this video, the creative process, it's an up and a down, and it takes a lot out of you. If you're trying to be creative, make something interesting, you're going to have to give it a lot of energy. And the show's going to be over, and then you're going to be left sort of holding the bag. Not in a bad way, but that's what you do. You make the creation, and then you walk away. But it inevitably costs you something. Even if it's ultra low effort. Me just messing around on the keyboard. It's still going to cost you some energy, and it's going to take some time to recover from that. Now, obviously, on my journeys, I've been seeing a lot of towers and that type of thing. That's nothing new, but it's just sort of your daily reminder that the network is going up everywhere, and they're not really gonna tell you about putting it up. It's just gonna go up. Now, I wanted to, if we could just switch over to my other screen here real quick. I found this from Ookla, Ookla, they test your internet speed or whatever. And they have this handy new 5G map where they show you where all the 5G has been rolled out, right? And you can look in your local. I don't know where you're at. That only you know that. But they have this whole map, and they really don't show that there's that much rollout actually, right? There's just, say, this one router here. There's 5G right here, and as you remember, 5G is only going to reach like up and down the block a little bit within line of sight. But they do have the one here in Phillipsburg. But the thing is that I don't think there's really just the one, right? Even if we go to like a major city, let's say San Francisco. Oh, they only have one in San Francisco so far, right? I'm just not really quite buying it because I know, well, let's go to some place that I actually have been to. If we go to Los Angeles, I guess there are quite a bit more here in Los Angeles that they're admitting to. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that all of Santa Monica has been wired, and I've seen it myself, even though there's only 5G at this one location on this one tiny street corner in a pretty sure residential area over here. Alright, so, and this is for the whole world, so this is obviously, I would say, sort of like a understatement. I'm going to go ahead and say non-truth. I mean, who am I to say? It's as you can see that it's not going to like that. It's these classic towers, right? Wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Grand symbolism. Oh, we screwed it up. All right, this classic tower that we all know and love, with the five generations, right? They tend to also seem to have some microwave stuff on them. I mean, I'm guessing that these arrays that you see are often like a right, like a broad sampling. They got all sorts of different spectrums and different companies, I guess, rent to be up there. They put their router up there, and then they can use that. So it might be just redundant of the same frequencies from different companies. But nevertheless, there's there's just a good chance that this is actually 5G capable. This tower right here, and I don't see it on the map. I don't see it on the map, is what I'm trying to say. exactly we were on the road, but I don't know exactly where this was. Um, but again, according to this map, places that I've been all over this country, they only seem to have like 5 or 6 for the entire, sort of upper region up here mentioned. So, I mean, what do you expect them to actually tell the truth? Obviously, if they're not commercially available, then they're not going to be listed here, at least in the pink area. But still, the idea is that, why would you need them all? Why would you need them all right now, so soon, before commercial availability? What is the point of that? Is what I'm trying to say. And I'm making some experiments here. This is all just a grand work in progress, if you know what I mean. Been having some buffering issues, some serious audio dropouts from my audio setup. It's I guess that's been a lot of my life. Hard to get everything working all at the same time in concert, you know what I mean? You usually get a couple things running the way you want, and then something in the system breaks down and you have to go chasing after that to go fix it. Is anybody familiar with that sort of run of affairs? This seems like an awfully huge network to maintain and take care of. This, if this really is going to be the future, these arrays on every single possible street corner within line of sight. It's gonna take a big workforce to maintain all of that, I would think. And I guess another main just thing I can't stop looking into, noticing. I mean, I guess it's a long list. The numbers are high up on that list, but these coordinated news stories, as one thing, obviously the talking points are going to get pushed out, but these celebrities dying recently, especially celebrities that don't really seem like it's worth being coming from all of these different outlets, especially from the Russian side as well as the English side. These deaths of seemingly sort of semi-important pop stars. I don't know why this would be such important news as to sort of penetrate the cycle to really become a talking point. And the only thing I can really think of is that this person, whether they died or not, that this must be some sort of code communication. This person must be something more than just the pop singer that they were, right? And I think often people in higher positions get for these mega hits get selected, and then it's about the song. It's not about the actual performer. So, I mean, I guess I don't know that much about this lady, but at the same time, it always seems like there's a little bit more to the story than is coming through. And the risk really is that you get to sit around and seem like a crazy person after all of it, because you will have sort of second guessed your second guessings. But on the other hand, it feels good to look into things, not just take them at their face value. At least it makes me feel better. They're really trying to analyze something, right? What does the spiral mean? What is the point of that? Is it just something so simple as, you know, the galaxy, the beginning of all of it? Why has it been co-opted by this sort of evil pedo narrative? This most basic and eternal of all symbols. There's got to be something deeper at work there, just like with the pop singer. What's the deal with that? What's the deal with Medusa? Why is she all over the place in buildings and places that seem like they shouldn't really care too much about Medusa? Like, Medusa's not their jam. She's sort of a scary snake-headed lady. Like, not doesn't seem like a super good thing, but symbols all over the place, and it's something little kids know right from the start. Note the fascies in the background as well. That's also interesting because, well, it's all interconnected, right? Numbers or shapes. It's all sort of forms of communication from one level to a higher level, and all of those things can come together into a talking point or a news story. But it's worth breaking down to its individual elements. At least I think so. I'm not sure. I'm just looking up here at Travelers Guild. I think the newsfeed is using an algo. I mean, definitely an element. I'm sure once they see that stories are trending, that they'll push them out on other outlets. They must all be sort of like high frequency trading each other with information. But something like, I don't know, the major news briefings that you get on your phone, or anything that you see from the major outlets, there's just, it takes so much time. Like I said, the creative process, like, and creating a news article is creative in its own sense, even if it actually is true, because you have to go through all those steps, creating thinking of the idea, and then getting it down on paper, and then pushing it across over the deadline with all the mistakes and errors and possible uh, sort of unprofessional seeming things erased by the time it goes to the actual product. And could be talking about a news article, could be talking about a painting, or could be talking about a 5G router. It takes this process to get the thing out there. So as agile as the news organizations are, it's difficult to just put stuff out on the spot and have it be right and have it be good. So stuff does need to be some stuff I think does need to be planned in advance. I think that's the only answer. Yeah, no, I think that's yes, I agree. I agree. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. It's interesting to note the differences in the language that they use, even just in the headlines, right? Snide attack, attacks, criticizes, mocks, right? All these different things. And then all it's really doing is just sowing division, pain, and suffering. Yeah, and it's possible. It's possible this whole feed is not long for this world. Maybe it is just the computers being overloaded. Maybe it is the gremlins coming after me for, I don't know, exposing the actual seams of the matrix, uh, I feel like I'm not even trying that hard, right? I'm super busy and like barely get a chance to get over here. Like, who actually cares if this is what I want to do with the precious few hours that I don't have to be appearing professional and grown up and all those things, right? Like, what does it matter if I show you some pictures of buildings? It shouldn't really matter that much, not as much as you would think to, again, employ that creative process, right? So it's a picture, I guess, for a second, the evil minions that are out there programming these algorithms to buffer my content based on certain keywords, and then if a certain number of keyword numbers are reached, that they would send out a real agent to come and do something like set up a sock puppet account to smear my name or send it out there. It's like, what? Why? Why would it matter so much? But then again, I guess there's not that many people. Just I feel like more people could do this. Just take a look at your daily life and not get yourself out of that loop that social media is sort of set up for you, where you're only supposed to be taking selfies and doing selfish things. Like, why not take back control of that whole apparatus and use it again to share your observations? Because everybody's living uniquely in a unique space in a unique time, and I don't know, instead of just pointing the camera at you and your friends, like, not that that's not important, but that I don't know. I think trying to wake yourself up is important at whatever stage you're at. Trying to push forward somehow, learn something on a deeper level. Not even learn something, just try to raise your consciousness up. Like, realize why things are making you mad and upset, and try to get above this, like, sort of division that politics are creating, right? Because, yeah, I don't know. I guess once you can step above that, then they don't have you anymore. They can't control your emotions the way they need to, and yeah, I guess I can see why that would be very problematic, right? Even at a lower level, because this kind of thing would be infectious. I mean, I know I want to somehow pass along the waking upness that's happened, I guess, in some form to me. I definitely don't think I'm anywhere near enlightened, but when you start to see it, the triangles, the hexagons, the octagons, then I don't know, it's sort of beautiful. And you might as well tell your friends, you know what I mean? Tell your friends. Yeah, and definitely, yeah, having some buffering issues. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'm gonna have to get that Ethernet cable out. But I don't want just a couple buffering issues to really just ruin my whole experience. That's a little frustrating. That's not what I was hoping for. But then again, you gotta try new things. You gotta try new things. I mean, I would encourage everybody, do something totally out of character and weird. Just just do it. Try to get out of the loop, whatever you're in. Because I know we all get stuck in them. Although some loops I like to stay in, like looking for 5G routers in tiny towns where there shouldn't be any, and that there weren't any a couple of years ago, and that they're still not commercially available, and the rollout is completely finished and ready to go, and it has been for months or years possibly, and it's just not. What is the meaning of all that? All I know is if you learn to read the shapes, it's a big leg up, and it's a simple enough game, right? There's not really that many shapes that you can use for symbolism. I'd say, right? What? Triangle? I'm gonna count on my fingers. Triangle, square, pentagon. Yeah, I guess that's the star. Pentagon. They don't really use the septagon so much. So yeah, hexagon, octagon. I mean, I guess that'd be more star. I guess you could use this. I guess this is what's happens in my brain a lot. Just sort of sifting through these different ideas about symbolism, like what is the purpose of it all? And is it the confirmation bias or the matrix or actual powerful people organizing these things that, right? The numbers, I guess the graffiti, related or unrelated, you be the judge of that one. But right, having these cows be here with the black and white, the masonry of it all, right? Is it crazy to think that the Masons were somehow evolved in the early genetic manipulation of what happened before this part of our race? That the common black and white sort of splotchy tint to cows is a dead giveaway that they were part of sort of the fake world that got created 300-400 years ago after the flood. Cows seem wildly impractical for evolution. At least that's sort of my take on that. I feel like I heard that someplace about cows. Like, it doesn't really seem like a good shape for getting away from stuff, but definitely seems like a good shape for getting eaten. Um, so that's just, wildly convenient, I would say. Now, we could go to the news. I'm sort of out of pictures at this point, and it's all just randomness, anyways. Not saying it's all pointless, but definitely randomness. I mean, cowboy hats on pigeons. Like, it's so many questions. Like, who's doing it? Why would they do it? Why would the New York Times then report on it and elevate this news to something almost like mythical? Why aren't the police like sort of interested? I've heard some theories about birds being surveillance devices, that especially pigeons, that they're all sort of bio surveillance devices, that they're not actually real birds. And that makes sense, actually, because I haven't really seen many baby pigeons. I don't see them really taking care of each other. They seem to sort of follow you around without really caring that much. And maybe this is just, the Matrix. It's like literally laughing in your face kind of style. Like, these things are robots, and we're just going to put some hats on them, when they're getting serviced as a joke. And then Jim's going to be like, nah, you can't send them out like that, Jim. Like, somebody's going to be able to tell that the birds are robots. That's just not what you do. And then they laugh, and they decide to leave the hats on and see if anybody cares. And I don't know, I guess then the New York Times makes a story about it and makes it. I did not even read the articles. But why is this whole story like existing? It seems like just pure ridiculousness, but also gets you, I guess, outraged about animal rights and general sort of treatment of stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a baby pigeon. Baby pigeons don't. Never seen one. Never seen one. I thought this was a pretty important story, actually. Oh, damn it. Well, I guess this is a good example of fake truth right here. I saved this story because I thought it was pretty good. African guy had super strong farts and was able to kill mosquitoes, and then some scientists were going to bottle his farts and make it into some sort of mosquito killing agent. But it turns out that the Sun didn't do their research super hard. They took it from a parody site and didn't notice this. They're happy to set the record straight, though. It's not a problem, right? And here I was thinking that this was actually true. It's a nice story, though, at least, right? Yeah, just pig monkey chimeras. It's all happening. It's all happening just exactly as you would want it to be happening. And maybe we'll have some friends one day that are not fully human, and we'll be totally cool with it. It'll be awesome. Just be like, my best friend is a pig spider monkey. These are creepy as fuck looking, actually. Alright. I don't look at that. I don't know if you want to look at that. I'm more interested in these kind of things where it's like, why are these giant circles? And then the scientists are like, I don't know why there's giant circles. Maybe they're 400,000 years old, made by an ancient civilization. And then the scientists are like, maybe. It seems way too big for any of us to be able to make. Yeah, and they're definitely 400,000 years old according to the carbon dating. So that's, if those are made by intelligent beings, then sort of messes up our timeline. But it's probably just, something normal, something non-weird. Most likely. Most likely. Dude, I'm gonna have to call it and just get some sleep. I'm totally wrecked. The creative process has been just draining me. It's been completely just draining me. Going from hotel room to hotel room. Looking for a coffee. Trying to just put your stuff down someplace. So I gotta get stuff done. mostly just not stepped on. And get the job done. Keep the people entertained. Okay, I'm out of here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your kind words. And yeah, I'm finally back home in the studio. So I'm gonna try to get on here a little more regularly. Yeah, later. Oh, later. Yeah, see, now the stream's doing fine. Now I'm in the green. Like, what about during the stream? What? You could have been green then, dude. Fucking OBS. Stupid OBS. Stop trying to fuck with me, Matrix. Just let me do this stream.